Hey guys, it's Sarah from Just My Typewriter, and today I want to talk about one of my favorite things to clean on a typewriter. So when I'm going through a cleaning process on a machine, any typewriter I get, I usually go through a few-step process. First I'll air compress it, then I'll take some mineral spirits to the inside and clean out the internal gunk, again using an air compressor, and I'll also clean the outside of the machine with some sort of detergent or cleaner. Then air that out and put it all back together. One of my favorite things to do though as I'm going through this cleaning process is cleaning out my type slugs. It's super meticulous, it's super detail work, and I just really enjoy doing it. So as we talked about in my typewriter anatomy video, the type slugs are the little metal arms that have letters embossed on them. They come up and press to the back of your ribbon and ink up a page with a letter. What happens over time as they're inking up and pressing into that piece of paper is they get dirty. They'll get ink residue on them. If they had an old cotton ribbon on them, they'll also get flakes of ink on them and stuck in the bowls of letters, and they just get kind of dirty and grungy, and it can impact how that machine actually prints as you keep using it. So if you haven't cleaned your type slugs in a while, you might notice that your letters look a little fuzzy, or on your O's or 8s or anything that has a little circle shape in it, it might be totally filled in when you're typing, and that's because something is in that area, and you can actually clean that out. Now typically when I'm doing this, I will take some mineral spirits on a toothbrush and I will just scrub at those letters until I get all of the ink residue off them and then blow dry that off. But there are also a few other ways that you can clean out the type slugs on your typewriter. One way that I typically do this as well is I will take either a pin, a safety pin, something with a sharp edge like a little pick, and I will go in and individually pick out the letters on the type slugs. This I really just enjoy, going in there and meticulously digging out dirt. It's kind of like being on an expedition of some kind. Something about it really engages both sides of my brain, and I like picking out the letters on my typewriter keyboard, but it can take a lot of time. Now they did make a product at one point that had a sticky side to it, kind of like Play-Doh or clay, and you could use this to clean off your type slugs, and I have one of these. You would press it down into the type slug and it would pick up all of the extra gunk that was left on your letters. But the one that I do have is kind of dried out and not really effective at cleaning out my typewriter, so I found another solution. If you know me and you know my videos, you'll know that I love going to the Dollar Tree. So I went to the Dollar Tree and I found some silly putty. So I took the silly putty and decided to use that in the same way that I would use a typewriter type slug cleaner putty kind of material, and I just pressed it into the letters on my Corona Standard and was able to pick up some of the gunk in those letters. Now this is really great because you're not physically scraping at any of the letters. Sometimes I worry if I take like a wire brush or anything that has too hard of bristles or poke too much, I might scrape up the letters and ruin the typeface, but with a soft material you're really just pressing into it. But I did find it was maybe not as effective as scraping out or using some sort of chemical solvent to dissolve those colors. It did work pretty well though at getting out some of the initial areas on these type slugs. Then I was able to go back in with the toothbrush and mineral spirits and it dissolved away the rest of the materials. You can also do other things to clean out your type slugs, but these are the three that I have tried. The mineral spirits with a toothbrush, which I think is probably the most effective in my opinion. Some sort of picking device. I used a pin recently. It was pretty thin and I kept stabbing myself, but I did find that to be the most fun because you get to physically, actively do it to each letter. It is a little time consuming. And then I also used the silly putty as a replacement for a type slug cleaner, and that was just kind of fun. It's a really detail-oriented cleaning process, but it is super effective when cleaning your type slugs. You want to keep these clean, as well as the entire type slug basket, because the cleaner this is, the smoother your machine's gonna run, the longer it's gonna last you, because you're getting rid of all of the excess dirt and gunk and dust that is inside your typewriter. If you're interested in more typewriter content, I do some more videos on this YouTube channel, and I also have an Instagram at just.my.typewriter. I want to thank you all so much for watching and remind you that you're just my typewriter.